In 1970, one income was often enough to buy a house, raise kids, and live a stable middle-class life. Fast forward to today, millions of families have two full-time incomes, yet they feel more financially stressed than ever. Why? This idea was famously explained in the book, The Two-Income Trap, written by Elizabeth Warren and her daughter Amelia Warren, Tyagi. Let's understand it through a story. Meet Daniel and Sophie. Daniel works in IT. Sophie is a marketing manager. Together, they earn $140,000 a year. On paper, they look successful. In reality, they feel broke. When Daniel's father worked alone in the 1980s, his single income bought a house, a car, family vacations, and savings. But Daniel and Sophie, massive mortgage, 2 car payments, childcare expenses, student loans, and credit card debt. They ask themselves, we earn doubler, so why do we feel poorer? The hidden competition. Here's where the trap begins. When most families shifted from one income to 2 incomes, something changed in the market. House prices didn't stay based on 1 income. They adjusted to 2 incomes. Now when Daniel and Sophie look for a home near a good school, they aren't competing against single-income families. They're competing against other 2-income couples. Result: house prices rise. School district prices rise. Childcare costs. Costs rise. The second income doesn't make life easier. It just raises the entry cost of a normal life. The illusion of progress, Daniel says. At least, we're better off than our parents. But are they? In the 1980s, 1 income paid the bills. The second parent provided a safety net at home. Today, both incomes are required. If one job disappears, the family collapses financially. This is the real trap. 2 incomes equals no backup plan. If Sophie loses her job, they can't pay the mortgage. If Daniel loses his job, childcare becomes impossible. They are walking on a financial tightrope. The risk multiplier with 1 income. You can downsize if needed. One parent can re-enter the workforce. With 2 incomes, you already stretch to the maximum. There is no extra capacity. Daniel and Sophie bought a house based on both salaries. Their lifestyle depends on both salaries. The second income isn't building wealth. It's protecting survival. Where the money really goes, let's break it down. 35% mortgage to 15% taxes to 10% childcare to 15% transportation, minus 10%. Insurance, minus 10% debt to 5%. Everything else savings, almost zero. 2 incomes increased fixed expenses, and fixed expenses are dangerous. The psychological pressure: Sophie feels guilty thinking about quitting. If I stop working, we lose everything. Danielle feels trapped. I can't take risks. I can't start a business. They aren't poor. But they aren't they? Creator. This is modern middle-class stress. The bigger system when millions of families rely on 2 incomes. Banks lend more. Housing prices inflate. Lifestyle expectations rise. Safety nets disappear. Society silently resets the normal standard of living, and what used to be luxury becomes necessity. The real question is the solution to quit your job. No. The real lesson is, don't upgrade your lifestyle based on 2 incomes. Build your life on 1 income. Invest the second. Keep fixed costs low. Buy a house you can afford on 1 salary. Daniel and Sophie finally realize this. They refinance, sell 1 car, move to a slightly cheaper neighborhood, cut lifestyle inflation. Slowly, they build breathing space. Because wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much risk you remove.